When you buy barcodes from Nationwide Barcode, we provide a spreadsheet of all the numbers and graphics for both the UPC and the EAN variant. Now, a barcode contains two elements, the bars and the numbers below the bars. See, the bars are just a graphical representation of the numbers below. When a barcode is scanned in a store, it turns the bars back into numbers and then does a database lookup to see what item is associated with it. And if for some reason, if the barcode doesn't scan or the scanner isn't working properly, the cashier types the numbers into the electronic cash register and they do that part of it manually. UPCs are used in the United States and Canada, and when barcodes were invented, they were only used here, and the GS1 didn't even think about country codes. After a number of years, the requirement for barcodes in Europe took place, and to accommodate the need for a lot of new numbers, the GS1 realized that they needed to change the way that they were doing things and decided to introduce the 13-digit EAN variant for those countries outside of the US and Canada. Then over time, EANs were introduced to the rest of the world and they started being referred to as international article numbers. Now, in order to not mess things up, they picked 0 as the country code for the US and Canada. Now keep in mind the UPC doesn't have a country code because they're only used here. Those country codes only show up in the EAN barcode. Now, adding that 0 was a great idea because it didn't affect the check digit, nor does it change the graphics. Now, watch this. This is pretty interesting. If you take the UPC and the EAN barcode and you overlay one on top of the other, you can see that the graphics are identical. The only thing that's different is the human readable number below. Now, although UPCs allegedly can be read in every store where EANs are used, it's really not what many non-US and Canada merchants are used to. In order to provide non-US and Canada merchants with something that they're familiar with, instead of putting both graphics on your packaging, which would be kind of clumsy and confusing, you can simply do this. Since we know that the graphics are the same, all you have to do is take the UPC barcode and typeset the EAN number below it. This makes it very user-friendly for all retailers everywhere in the world. Hope this helped.